Alrighty, so in today's video it's going to be a little bit different because it's going to be a little bit of a yarn haul and a little bit of a let's put all my yarn away because I need to do that. My problem is that I will do a project and then whatever yarn is like left over or I don't use or whatever, I just leave it in a bag until I have too many bags and then I have to do a whole yarn organizational video. I want to maybe not do that. Well, I still like doing them. If I could just put them away as I went, things would be a little bit easier, okay? Like, listen. I still have this cone. This cone is just sitting on a pile of clothes, and this is from the sugar and cream vest I made, okay? That was what? A few weeks ago? A month ago? I don't even remember, but it's just sitting there, okay? I also have this bag of Michael's yarn that I need to put away, and it's new Michael's yarn. So this video is pretty much a little like sit and chat video, more of a relaxing video, maybe for y'all, but maybe for me, not so much because now I have to put everything away and that's a task. But here's the thing, in my mind, and this is how my mind works. If I don't film myself doing it, it won't happen because in my head, I'll be like, well, if I'm doing this and it's not for content, I could be doing something that is for content. You know what I mean? That's why I'm making this content. But I did buy some really cool yarn that I'm really excited to show y'all. If you follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok, you might have already seen it, but if you don't, it's pretty good yarn. So yeah, let's get into putting this yarn away. If you're new to my channel and you like crocheting and yarn and thrifting in the 80s and like all that jazz, why not hit the subscribe button? All right, so let's go through some yarn that I have laying around. I have my cotton bucket here. I still have the smallest little label, and now I just think it's so funny I don't want to change it. But I do have a bigger sign that says cotton here. Okay. The Cobo yarn, remember the one, I just did this filet vest, but I did it in this yarn over here. I had bought 4 of these thinking these were the ones that I was going to use. Turns out I didn't want to use them because I ended up finding that one at Walmart. If anyone watched that video, it turns out I did only need 3 of these. So I didn't need a 4th one. We've got a 4th one now, so I'll use it eventually. I really like this Cobo yarn. Also in here, I do have this Cobo yarn, right? Remember I made the duck vest with this? Okay, so I'm putting the Cobo yarn into the cotton bucket. Ugh, it's so bad. I need to stop putting yarn in bags. A disaster in here. Remember I did that cotton yarn review? I just threw these in here thinking, oh, like I'll tie in the ends eventually. Anyways, I have all this yarn in here, so maybe we should put this yarn away. This is the yarn that I used, the Friends Cotton. I keep calling it Friends of Cotton. It's just Friend Cotton or Friends Cotton. I always say it wrong. By Hobie. I used it to make that one polo top, which is really pretty, but I can't look at it right now because it took me 22 days to make and I can't look at it anymore. What ended up happening, it was originally like a button-up tee kind of shirt, and then I realized I never wore it, and so I took it all apart. But the problem is when I took it apart, the first time I did it, I doubled up the yarn, so there's two strands, and then that made it too heavy, and then I never wore it, so I'm like, I'll just take it apart, and then yeah, and it just turned into like a mess. Also, for anybody saying like, oh, like use a yarn swift, the problem of why I could not use a yarn swift is because I would need someone to help me. It was in 2 things. So in order for me to like crank and then ball it up with my one hand just did not make sense to me, and it would probably have gotten even knotted, even worse than it was. So the method that I did was good. The only problem I had with that method, I would ball one up, but the other one I wouldn't ball up right away, which I should have, but I didn't, is that the other one I would lose the one end to it. And then as I was trying to sort through the chaos of what this was, it got all tangled up. So the method that I did was the best one for me. No matter what I did, they just kept twisting and twisting because of the way I crocheted. So now I have like this tangled garbage. I'm at that point in my life where I don't care. And by I don't care, I mean, I don't care if I cut it because I do not want to take the time to figure it out. There's a pen stuck. Yeah, there's a pen in here. It's just, I threw these things in here thinking, oh, I'll organize it later. I'll bring it out here to organize it. And then I proceeded to leave them in the bag for longer than they needed to be. And then that's how it all got tangled up. Okay, they're not all bad. Yeah, I'm just untangling these things now, and once they get kind of like caught in here and I can't do it anymore, I'm going to cut it. I should probably put these in a little Ziploc bag. I don't have any Ziploc bags in here, but maybe that's, you know what sucks is I go to the dollar store today, so I could have picked them up. Look, I still have blue yarn from the duck vest in this bag. I'm not untangling this. I do not have the willpower. I know my sister uses this stuff for stuffing, so I'll see if she wants it because it's very soft It's just, I'm not undoing it. Okay, that's it for the cotton yarn. Now I have like yarn on the floor. Ugh, see, this is just insane. I don't understand. This is not the way to wind this yarn. Okay, that's good. What is in here? I have a plug in here. This is why you have to organize your yarn. Otherwise, it ends up like a tangled mess. And I have to learn that when I'm done a yarn project, just need to put it away before it becomes a tangled mess. And I think the problem is when I'm done my crochet projects, I'm in the house and I don't really feel like walking out to the camper to put it away. But at this point, I really should just, when I'm done, put it away. But a lot of times what will happen is I'll have like a bunch of different types of yarn bags, like a bag for each project, and then it will just stay in that bag until I need that bag for another project. And then I'll be like, oh right, this yarn, I should have put it away like a month ago. I am just so frustrated with my yarn. All right, I'm making a pile of nice clean yarn and I'm making a pile of whatever this is. Let's go over the new yarn that I bought. I know I shouldn't be buying yarn, but here's the thing. The other day I went into Michael's to get beads to make little fishes. And I did make the little fishes and they were adorable. But also while I was in Michael's, I'm like, I'm in Michael's, the yarn store. Let's go see what yarn they have. And they had yarn. Here's the thing. Usually I bring my own bag into Michael's so I can, like, you know, don't need to buy like one of their bags. But I didn't realize how much yarn I was gonna find, so I didn't, and I had to buy a bag. Okay, so first off, granny square yarn. I know, you don't have to tell me, you don't have to be like, hey Michelle, you have enough of that. I don't have this one. Okay, this one here, Red Heart. The color is called Black Rad Party. Very fitting because it's very 80s, you know, rad 80s. I feel like those go together. But look at how cool this is. It's such a cool pattern and like I love how this looks. Now I know a lot of people have their issues with Red Heart and I understand that, okay? I understand that fully. Is it the softest yarn? Absolutely not. But when it comes to novelty yarns, I really don't care how it feels because I love a good novelty yarn. Of course I had to buy this one, all right? Look at it. Look how beautiful it is. I need to make something with it for sure because this is so pretty. I think what I might be doing is because I have a lot of like big projects, maybe I'll use these for like little project videos, you know, because you've seen me make this so many times. You don't need like another big long video, but I would love to make this into a sweater. That'd be so cute, like a cardigan. I still haven't done that with the other ones. So maybe I'll take this one and maybe a few of the other ones. And you know, if I'm not working on anything at Crochet Club, I'll just make some squares and we'll see how that goes. This one here, it's not very soft, but I feel like it is softer than other Red Heart yarns, if that makes sense. I did get a Red Heart yarn over a year ago to make this really cute scarf. This one here, there was a particular gray that I'm like, oh, this gray is going to be perfect. And it was like the main gray I needed for the video. And I felt it was the worst yarn I've ever felt in my life and I couldn't do it. And then it was Red Heart. Anything compared to that yarn is soft to me. I think y'all have to understand that I'm not buying this yarn for the quality. I'm buying it because of the novelty of it, all right? Like I love a good novelty yarn. And I know I say that a lot, but it's true. Then I finally found this yarn here. It is the Granny Square All-in-One Petite. And I wasn't too sure how this was gonna be. I think someone did mention that it was like the same amount of layers, but it's a smaller weight. It's not, it's actually only 3. There's only 3 layers to this. It's the same weight. So this is the same weight as that, same thickness, except this one has 5 layers or 5 rounds, however you wanna say. This only has 3. I should probably say this if you don't know what this is. I do have a whole review on this. They are both a 4 medium weight yarn. One of these will get you 14 squares, but one of these will get you 32 squares. So I'm so excited to see what I can make with it. I'm so excited. I will be doing a video about this. I just don't know when. Eventually it will happen, okay? I really want to do a video about this because it is such fun yarn and I obviously had to pick this color. The color is called Mocha. There were some other really fun yarns there, but I just really liked how like retro these colors look together. So we're gonna have to see how this one works. I haven't used this one before. The only novelty Granny Square yarns I've used was this one here, the original one, and the Flower Power one. The Flower Power one I actually like a lot more than this one because I think they learned from this one and improved to that one. So we're gonna have to see if they've improved for this one here. So that's a video. I also found another one. It is another Red Heart all-in-one square, but this one is quilt motif. See, quilt motif. And this one actually makes I'll put like a photo here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This one only makes, what, 5? That's it, 5? Sorry, I'm just realizing this only makes 5 squares. It's fine. So this one here actually makes it a corner to corner, I think in a granny stitch or something, but it's corner to corner. I've never done a corner to corner project in crochet before, and I don't know how to do it. I think it's like a granny stitch or something. My sister, I think, has done it before. I've never done it before, and that's why I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for me to try it out, because there will be a pattern. So this one here is called Cultured. Is it Cultured? Yeah, Cultured. But then I didn't just buy one. I bought 2 of them. And this one is called Vintage, because of course it is. So these are the colors, right? And my idea was to do a video with these together. I'll only get 10 squares out of this, but I don't know how big the squares are gonna be. Like, I don't know if they're gonna be like the granny square. I always have this one behind here as like a demonstration. So this is the original granny square. If it can make the square as big as this, I think that would make a really cool lap blanket. And that's what I'm kind of thinking about, because the way that these are, they make these like stripe patterns, and I've seen someone do it where it makes like a diamond shape. So I'm kind of thinking about doing something like that, where I put them together and it will make like a quilt. And I think that's what this is supposed to be. It's a quilt motif, right? It's supposed to look like a quilt, I guess. I don't know, but this is a video that I really, really want to do. I just need to finish up a few little things, and then this will definitely be a review video and a project video right after I get a few other things done. But I'm really excited to do this. Maybe even like next week, because I don't got anything else to do next week. And if I'm just making a bunch of squares, maybe next week's video. Yeah, I'm so excited to use this yarn. Okay, and then we got the cone yarn, which is cotton yarn. So I gotta put that in the cotton bucket. Do I have any other yarn anywhere else? I also have this bag. So of course I have another bag of yarn. What is in here? I didn't put this yarn away yet. This is the yarn that I got from the Mary Maxim tent sale. Well, some of it was from there, some of it was from somewhere else. Okay, I have this. I have a zipper. This zipper I actually bought for that fanny pack that I made in the summertime. I was so excited to use it, and I never put a lining in and I never put a zipper in. But here's the zipper that I bought for it. I don't know why I bought this. I think I bought it for a bag that I was working on, and then I realized I don't want to use this. I wanted to use a different color. That can go back there. Back there is just where I put stuff that I'll put away eventually that I don't want to lose. In here, of course, I have this. If you haven't seen it, it's this really cool yarn. It's called Bernat Swedish. I loved crocheting with it. It is like this very flat, it's a very flat kind of yarn, and you would think that it'd be difficult or weird to crochet with, and although I will give it is a little weird to crochet with, it made one of my favorite projects. It's this one bag that, do I have in here? I feel like I might have it in. It made this bag. I've used this bag so much, but I don't think it even looks like I do, because this bag will stretch. Like, there's so much stretch in it. You can fit so much stuff in here. You take all that stuff out when you're done shopping or whatever, and it just goes back to the original size. That is why I ended up buying, where's the other one? I've already lost the other one. There it is. That is why I bought 2 of them, because I love this color, but also like this screams 80s, 90s to me. So of course I had to buy this one too, because I want to make more bags. And then the other thing from that bag is this one here. And again, it is the Red Heart Flower Power yarn, and it makes a little flower in the middle. I think that this one worked the best out of the 2 that I tried, because again, I haven't tried the petite and I haven't tried the quilt motif one yet, but I think this one was just so cool when I used it. And I think I have like, I think this is like the 5th color I bought. I really need to stop buying them, but I just love this color. It was also, I think, had a little bit of a sale on it because it was at the tent sale, so that's why I picked this one up too. That we can add to the pile of stuff that I have to put away. Oh, I have these yarns I still have to put away. I don't know how I feel about this color yarn anymore. I know. I got this one at Walmart because I did my whole little rant about how Pound of Love is changing their yarn formula and it's not as soft as it used to be. And a lot of people in the comment section of that video agreed with me. We're not crazy, everybody. They have changed the formula. It's so funny because every time I think about this color and I don't see it, I keep thinking it's more purple than it is, but it's really not. The other color that I was kind of thinking about going with that Pound of Love does carry is like this kind of pinkish tan color, and I really liked that color. The only problem with it is I think it would clash too much with the antique white color, and I kind of want more of a contrast. I also still need to find a brown and a green to go with these. This I want to make like a quilt. I say quilt because like it's not sewn, but I want to make like little squares and then sew them together and make like a quilt like blanket, and then maybe put like a blanket behind it and stuff like that. But this is going to be like, I think for my birthday, and that's in November. I don't need to start that until November, but I thought, you know, if they're changing their yarn colors, I might as well pick them up while I can because they're still soft. Those have to go away. I think I'm going to put the yarn in this bag, and then we will sort these out into their proper bins. All right, my yarn storage. I think I need to do something where I can like just move all these over at once so they're not in the way. Okay, warm tones, cool tones over here. All right, let's organize some yarn in here because I really don't want to take these out. So we have pink. Let's go in here. And we have this, which is going in there. Oh, also, my pink still has the number on it. I probably should get new numbers for these. If you remember last year, I did that video where it was 24 days of granny squares. So every day I would roll dice, and that would coordinate with a color. And then I would make a granny square based on that color. I will be doing that again this year, but I think I'm going to do it a little differently because I already did granny squares last year. So I'm going to do something different. Just letting you all know it's going to happen again this year. Y'all can still do granny squares. It's just a fun stash busting type of project that I do now in December. So get ready for that because I will be doing it again this year. I'll probably make new numbers because these have fallen apart. This one I'm going to put in here as well. So we can close this one up, and I guess we can close this up now. So this basket here was the whole reason why I made the beaded curtains, because it wouldn't fit. This bucket here is all of the variegated yarn, fun yarn, and novelty yarns and stuff like that. So I'm going to add a few more to this. These I bought last year on local yarn store day, like 2024 local yarn store day. And I had a whole idea that I was going to make it in a top down raglan sweater because I love these colors. And then I never did. Maybe I will and maybe I won't. Just so many projects that I like working on. I'm going to be putting the granny square yarn. Yes, I know it's cool, it's new, I love it, but I'm not going to be using it anytime soon. And same with the flower power one. I'm just not going to be using it. The other two ones that I have, the quilt one and the petite one, I am leaving those out because I will be using those sooner than later. So this one's good. We can put the lid back on here. I have this thing here, and this is like scrubby yarn, but there's nothing in here, so I think I'm going to add these in here as well, just because they're very random. Like, I'm not going to start their own bucket for this type of yarn. Maybe if I had like 5 of them, I'm just gonna mix them in with this because they're just weird random yarn, and that's okay. So we're gonna put that back up. This bin here is brown and gray yarns. So this yarn here, the Red Heart Super Saver yarn, this is the yarn that I was talking about. This was the worst acrylic yarn that I've ever crocheted with, and I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I'll make a rug out of it. I don't know. It's not a color that I would typically buy. I only bought it because for that one project. I really don't like this one. Like, this one compared to the other Red Hearts, completely different feel. I don't like it, but we're just gonna keep it in there. We got this brown, which I think have this label. I want to make sure that I don't lose the label. Start putting the label back on that. That's going in there. And then I have this. This is actually the stuff that I use to put these together. I know I need to buy like better cord for it. That can go in there. And I think that's that for this. And now I do have to put one in the white and black box, so let me go get that. I do have a bin now for black and white yarn. Before, I used to do the white yarn with the warm tone yarns and the black yarn with the cool tone yarns, and that was the same thing with the gray and brown yarn. I'd put the brown yarn with the warm tones and the gray yarn with the cool tones. So we're gonna pop this in here. Here we go. And I think that might be all the yarn I have to put away, which is fantastic. So here's the thing. I thought I was going to bring all my containers in here, and I thought I was going to sort them out. And then I realized they're way too heavy. I don't want to carry them in here. So I didn't. So I just did it all in the hallway, and it's fine. Having all the yarn in its proper places is so nice. Honestly, I need to do it more. I also kind of wish that I had better bins to store my yarns in. Like, instead of having like a top lid, I wish like I could have like one where you would open it like this and put put things in. I don't know if that exists. I also really don't want to invest a bunch of money into buying new totes for my stuff. You know, eventually one day when I have my own house, I will have a whole yarn room dedicated to yarn and crafting things. Probably just yarn, to be honest. I'll probably have another room just for crafting things. But right now, I kind of just have to use what I have available to me. And thank goodness I do have this trailer, because if I didn't have this trailer, I don't know what I would do. I probably would have to get a bigger storage unit or something. Hopefully this video was entertaining for y'all. I know that it helped me get some stuff put away in the proper places, and so then that way if I'm looking for the yarn, I know where to look for it instead of trying to search a bunch of different yarn bags and not finding it, and then when I do find it, it's all tangled mess, and then I gotta take the time to untangle it. At least this time, if I'm looking for it, I'll just go to the bin that it belongs in and it will be there. In the comments below, let me know how you store your yarn, if there's a better way that you think that I should store it. I know I have it in the bathroom area, but that is my yarn closet. But you know, if there's like different types of organizational bins or things that you're like, hey, like you should do this with your yarn, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. Anything to make my yarn easier for me to find, I would love to hear it. So let me know in the comments below. I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.